All right. Well, I sent out the agenda. Like I said, I didn't really think I was going to be able to be on this call, but things changed. So, first step on the agenda, I just want to thank you all for being here. Thank the Bros for particularly the Kappa Sigma chapter alumni group core team, who, through the vehicle of Project Uplift have made some votes. I'm just waiting on a few other folks to do that so that we can move forward. Feel pretty good about it, but I'd love to just start with a review of the action items and some updates and hear where things stand. And that includes progress on both the goals, budget, and the calendar. Hopefully everyone got a chance to review that. I have Harv, Jeff, and Johan's name on that one, followed by Jeff continuing to just talk about their vision of what this mentorship program will look like. Johan want to hear if you were able to close the loop on those action items connected to the chapter picnic and those 07 brothers you were supposed to connect with. And then if Black gets on the call to hear where he is with his exploration of QuickBooks. Harv, appreciate you sending me that 990 information. There is some new business to discuss. Took a first crack at a draft for the welcome letter. That includes the volunteer committee, skills matrix. I'm looking for feedback from brothers on there, and I'll really talk through some of those next steps in terms of the calendar and the timeline, because per all of the conversations we've had, and particularly the last two, we have town halls that we've scheduled and want to make sure that those dates work for everyone. So we'll have 4 town halls and our memorial service so that's 5 meetings for the Brotherhood, the general Brotherhood, that we'll make folks aware of. But without further ado, I just want to pause and see if there's anything else related to the review and action items and updates, or any other new business that we need to address before moving forward and jumping in.
Yeah, I got one thing I wanted to throw out to be addressed, which is in regards to the account that we have for homecoming. I see that the Project Uplift account is active. I had some issues with transferring to Zeal, but I got it figured out. I was locked out. I had to go to the branch, had to do all of this. So there's a daily limit. So you'll see them piece by, I'm gonna do them 1,000 at a time. So 2 a day at 1,000 a piece until we get there. But I wanted to throw it out to the group. A suggestion that we leave $500 in that account. And I say that because that's the threshold that we have to stay at so we don't get bank fees. And since we're going to utilize this account throughout the year for homecoming and everything else, I want to just keep 500 there and send everything else over to the Project Uplift account.
Sound like good business. Is it an interest-bearing account?
No. Well, it's a savings account at a bank, which yes, but no. The interest is so low, you're really not getting anything on it.
Okay.
Pennies.
Because I always with the foundation and the chapter account from the other chapter, it's it's not really an interest-bearing account. And if you got money sitting over there, you want to, I don't know if you can make money that way or not, but I don't know. But it seemed like if you got 10, 20 grand up in there, you can be getting a high interest rate. But I don't know if that you can do that as a 501(c)(3).
I'm not sure either. And I know some of the interest-bearing accounts are not as liquid as we would need the funds to be.
Yeah, I support that recommendation, and I'm always my ears perk up when brothers start talking about making money in these types of accounts. Some of them are just parking accounts, and to make the kind of money we're talking about, we really need an investment vehicle, or you're going to have to tie that money up for 3-5 years in a CD. So I think moving whatever we can over and saving that $500 as so we can use that as an operational account. I mean, but that needs to fall in with the vision from the executive director in terms of those funds. Yep.
You know
That's
what I'm
all I
saying?
had.
Yeah, I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say, I don't have. I mean, I think it's important that we have CE money in that account anyway. So we're not starting from scratch and waiting to get things going when it's time. So makes sense from my perspective.
Okay. So I'll transfer all but $500. So it's roughly 4,500. I can get an exact number for you, but roughly about 4,500 is going to be transferred over. I'm sorry. No, it's not right. Roughly 9,500. That'll be transferred over.
That's a difference. That's a big difference. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was thinking about recommending you as a treasurer, but I'll hold up on that for a minute.
Yeah, and just send a summary email just so that we can timestamp what it is that you're talking about, where things are now, the increments you're talking about, and what's going to be the outcome.
Okay.
You know, because somehow I looked at the lineup, Rob, and I'm the secretary. I got a promotion in there.
I thought I read this. That wasn't. Did I misdo something?
We moved him off the bench. He was on the bench.
Well, at least I thought it was, and I got too many Omega files to go back and hunt it down. So,
see, right here, this is where I'm supposed to be. Hey, congratulations on your promotion, Jeff.
I'm sure I didn't make that up, so I don't think I did anyway. Anything else on that particular set of action items? Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Because Johan said you were adding something. That was a new part of the conversation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
So yeah, I think we should jump in and Harv, Jeff, Johan say want to say anything in particular about the budget or the calendar?
No, well, when you and I looked it over in the budget, I was like I told you, I was okay with it. I think we made some adjustments to the calendar, and at that point, I thought it was pretty good. I was fine with it.
Yeah, I'm good with it. You know, we spent a couple weeks on looking at it, and you made some adjustments. I don't have any heartburn on any of that. Well, did have a question. The dues amount. Because I know we talked about, we had several numbers on that, but that you're just doing a
Hold on, Zach.
Right here.
oh, it's moved around. Doing a best guess or what are we doing there? Because I know we want to talk about what we had to pay for that in homecoming. So is that where you landed? I mean, if it is, it's fine, but you know, want to understand where that came from.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. The conversation is definitely necessary on that piece. And just to make the budget, in terms of being able, not even just to make the budget, to make sure that we have the cash at the end of the year, the end of the fiscal year, to make our $100,000 goal. One of the things I was thinking about was that question of membership. That was an outstanding action item in terms of brothers giving us feedback, but we ended up, as we try to continue to think and figure out the total cost, separating out the membership dues from homecoming. So that's why you end up with if you're looking at those financials or at the budget, you're looking at a line of membership dues of about $5,200 and a line of for homecoming registration at $100 a ticket. So which brings us to $10,000 at 100 brothers. So both of those numbers are together. That does not take into consideration those campaigns, particularly, you know, the Sheltering Our Legacy, which is the tent campaign. to raise $5,000, and it doesn't take into consideration the fundraising that will happen as a part of Chapter Games, which is also one of those 4 campaigns that will be running throughout the year. So if there's more commentary on the membership dues and whether or not what they should be, I welcome it. But at this point, just moving forward, now most of the conversation is happening, most of the work is happening on this call, on these calls, and then through follow-up. But if there's no additional commentary, that just leaves us where we are.
Oh, hey.
It's not, I mean, if brothers want to change it, cool. We still just need to be able at the end of the year account for what we're trying to do toward that $100,000 goal.
Oh yeah. Honestly, what we can do is that could be the bottom line. And if you want to be a super member, you can pay a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But the base number, that's fine. That's a fine number, because we had to decide on something, you know, and I don't have a problem with that.
Were you and other board members thinking something higher? I know at one point I heard Flash say something like $200, and I'm like,
we were talking around 200, but you know, we got to get going. So
just for membership dues to Project Uplift.
Yeah.
Without homecoming or anything else.
Nah, that's just and it wasn't it was more along the line of a first 25 or something like that, as opposed to everybody. But we can roll with that. Yeah, I'm tired of waiting. So I mean that's just as good as anything.
So let me make sure I heard you and understand you correctly, Harvey. You said membership fee for Project Uplift would be $200.
We was talking about it. We was kicking it around. We was talking about $200, but that was without anything else. Anything else on the board. So you know, we weren't considering homecoming with just a standalone Project Uplift membership. But when we have all these other things, it doesn't really make sense to charge $200 at this particular point. Jeff got his hand up.
Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, you said it right there, Harvey. When we were talking about $200, it was a standalone. We wasn't nowhere close to where we are today. So we were looking to fund it to even get capital to do some basic stuff, but we were nowhere where we are today. So I think that needs to be reevaluated totally. And the fact that we collected some monies from members in homecoming that went towards this project, I think we probably need to go back and look at different thresholds, if you will, for that membership, because I think we've got to be able to tie some incentive, you know, especially if we're talking about the fundraising part, that somebody may come in and they want to be at the levels. I haven't looked at the fundraising section that much, but I think that's where we can look to get some of that other money. But $200 at this point, with everything that's in mind, I think that's way past. And I think at some point, Rob and team, and maybe we've done this, at the end of the day, when we come to December 2025, what was the total outlay we asked for each brother on average? Did that come out to be $550? You know, with the homecoming fee, you know, did that come out to be $750? You know, what are we asking from an aggregate perspective, each brother that's part of the Kappa Sigma chapter, to contribute towards these endeavors, notwithstanding their individual fundraising pledges? But that you know, that's further down. But yeah, I think we need to back off that $200 membership fee today. Thanks.
And just to respond to that, as of right now, without taking into consideration any fundraising, and that'll include chapter games as well as an initiative, we're looking at a total of about $175 that we're asking brothers for, that we know off top. That is registration for homecoming plus membership dues for Project Uplift. And then anything else, we do have some assumptions that we're making about donations coming in. 50 small donors contributing, whatever that $50 each, mid-level donors and such, and then 10 large donors. And a large donation for us for Project Uplift as we're getting started is $500. And large donors and donations might change in 5 years from us to be 5,000. We're not there yet. So what we are, but yeah, to go back to it right now, the total ask, taking fundraising out of the equation is $175.
Yeah, thanks. That's a good number. And as we get into these town halls and the messaging, I went through the key messaging. That's a figure that we may be able to pivot to say, hey, brothers, we're just looking at $200 out of your pocket, or $175, or whatever other add-ons come up. But we need to always have that in our back pocket, the whole card. Thanks.
Great. Anything else on review of those action items? Budget? Any comments, questions? Calendar comments, questions? Where are we? Just want to make sure I get a chance to address whatever those things are and answer. Because I know some people might be more aware of things, but we just want to make sure we get a chance to get everyone's questions answered.
Rob, did we finalize? I thought we had an issue with when we were gonna put out the notice that bros can start paying their fees for homecoming versus when we're gonna start our fundraising initiatives, and we didn't want those to bump heads. Is that something that has to be hashed out this meeting, or was that hashed out? Did I miss that?
I think the way that the campaign, I think first and foremost, the first campaign of the year is one that's connected to and associated with homecoming. That's the Sheltering Our Legacy, the tent campaign. And the goal there is $5,000. Now, depending on how we set up that messaging and thinking about that first town hall meeting that we'll have at the end of the month, the last Thursday of this month, give us an opportunity to make sure that those messages are sharp and that we feel pretty good about it. But I still want to make sure before we actually start the collecting of money, all of the infrastructure pieces are in place, particularly the tent vendor. Do we know who that's going to be? And do we have proposals from vendors about the cost? Or are we still in the investigation phase? Because really, that's a deadline coming up as soon as next week to identify those vendors and begin to request proposals. So I don't know if I'm answering your question right or not, dog, but I'm in the end, I think most of the dates we've definitely tried to adjust, acknowledging that homecoming registration, even though it's going to be earlier than it was this year, it can't be at the very first thing of the year because of our needs around some of our other priorities. So if the first quarters is really about a push so that we have what we need in terms of our tent, and a push to really focus on getting some of these LOIs out so that we can write some grants, or setting up the system for chapter games. The idea then that we're going to very much start the year talking about give us your homecoming fees seems a bit premature. So that's my response to it. I hope that makes sense, and I welcome any pushback from brothers or a commentary.
Now, I understand what he's saying. This it's going to be we action for a lot this year, and this ain't going to be the last time we're going to ask for a lot, because we can walk and chew gum. Okay. Yeah, we asked for this. Yeah, we asked for money for homecoming, and we got for some more stuff too. But it's not going in our pocket. It's building our brand with the 501(c)(3). So we're not walking around and buying new cars and stuff and jackets with this money. This is to support the chapter. So if you can support, great. If you can't, you know, we still love you.
And I was how can I word this? The goal I was trying to get to was to give bros enough time to be able to have it paid off by a certain time. But oh no, I think I think I'm conflating them because we had per the calendar we had it broken down to when it starts, then early bird, regular registration, and then late registration. Okay, so I'm okay, I got it.
Oh yeah, we'll still do that.
But early bird ain't got to be all year. Like it ain't got to be 9 months out of the year to be early bird. So
Hey, it's the chick, the early bird.
now there's the early bird piece, and then there's the folks giving people an opportunity to do like a payment plan. And if that's
Yeah.
what the ask is, and that's something different versus you know, just giving them more time and a full year to pay for $100. Like, it just don't make no sense to me.
Okay.
Hey, like I said along, it don't matter how much. You're gonna get the same grief.
Any more conversation on progress around budget goals or calendar? Are we good with 4 town halls, 1 memorial service for the entire brotherhood? So there's 5 meetings on the year. Oh, really 6 if you include the virtual. The virtual celebration. There's 6 meetings that we'll have for the entire 6 virtual meetings anyway. We'll have for the entire brotherhood. We'll advertise, market, and make sure that they're aware about it.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, and we can make adjustments as we go.
I have a quick question. When you were speaking, I have a quick idea as well. When you were speaking kind of about the early bird special, I think we were kind of talking about kind of incentivizing a lot of this stuff for bros too, to kind of make them want to pay or pay extra. I was wondering if it was any fund in the budget to possibly get like some wristbands to mail out to people that do pay early, just to kind of incentivize it a little bit, just to like, or something like, for somebody to be like, oh, did you get your wristband already paid, dog? Where you get that from? Oh, this is exclusive because I've already paid my homecoming dues. Like, you know what I mean? I just thought it was maybe something like to kind of get people to really like it as well. I wanted to also propose maybe in the budget. I know that you were talking about before, Johan, say about a lot of bros wearing like the same like sweater or whatnot, but I was proposing like maybe a line shirt competition or something like that, like, or a line, whoever come with the hardest like line stuff could also be like, I'm saying, something to incentivize it. Like, I'm just trying to get to a way to stand on something to get bros to really want to pay this money rather than just being like, all right, well, whatever, this money's going to the 5013C, and then they not being a part of these meetings and not really knowing what's going on, or when they in the meetings they not really caring, they just want to see where their money going. So I'm just giving a different perspective, that's all.
No, I think the only thing I'd say to that, I love all of the ideas, and we should definitely collect them all. And I hear you. I think the way that we go about answering that question is where I think some commentary is, but I think your question is very much valid in that how do we incentivize bros to get involved with the work that we're doing? I think that's an ongoing question that we'll continue to wrestle with. One of the things I'd say is, we added a goal, a 7th goal that was all about communications and making sure that it is, clear, succinct, not messy. And I think one of the things I hear essentially in that question also is about how we're communicating in a way to bring brothers into the fold. I don't know that whether it's a wristband or whatever else, that piece is necessarily going to be necessarily answered on this call. But I do think that essential question of how do we incentivize and continue to motivate brothers to get involved, and so they know what's going on. I think, it's one that we'll continue to look at. It's one that I think hopefully our communications, comprehensive communication strategy will begin to let brothers know what's going on in a way where, essentially everybody can get out of their feelings. Pardon the language. I'm not trying to be condescending or anything, but this is about forward progress. And if a barrier to our forward progress as communications. We want to tackle that.
To what Cincinnati's saying, not necessarily a trick, but I can see how the outer shirt during homecoming could be a part of the chapter games.
Right. Okay, 82.
Yeah, y'all set them up, I'll knock them down. But yeah, I can see that because they're gonna go with the chapter shirt, but they're still gonna come with their own shirts anyway. So and you can have like a top 3 or whatnot. But because they coming anyway. So they coming with they gear anyway.
Hey, Hawk,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was gonna say the same thing, but so like what you said earlier, we're asking for a lot of things. Yes, we are. Get in where you fit in. And also we can use things as incentives. So like what you said with the chapter game. So let's just say the first line or the line that registers the most participants in chapter games gets to design the homecoming shirt or get to design whatever, you know what I'm saying? So if we want to, like the bruh said, get a wristband. Wristband fine, but give them the opportunity to partake as far as being a part of the design of the shirt or whatever we're giving away, or whatever, you know, making a decision maker. And that's something that we as a core group will decide on, or whoever's over whatever committee will decide on what incentive they will get for being registered.
Well, here's the thing about incentives, and I've looked at a whole bunch of different fundraisers, and what they give you is a certificate. Hey, thank you, blah blah blah. Because what happens is we'll want to spend a whole lot of money on that. You know, we're not there yet. But you know,
Right.
hey, thanks. I mean,
but okay, like you said, a chapter games. Whoever res the most as a line first gets to design the homecoming shirt. Is that not a motivator for everyone to get their lines registered for chapter games?
it is, but these guys who has 1 or 2 are gonna be always winning. So we can't really discount the 1s and 2s out there because they're gonna be
Well,
maxed out.
the ones and twos don't. We have to recognize those and let them know they don't count.
Dang. No, we can't do that, but
Yeah,
I understand what you're
no,
saying.
seriously, because if I thought about that, I was like, okay, if we say that, hell, ain't but one on hand. Hell, I can pay his and he get to design the shirt. That's
Yeah,
not fair to everyone else.
yeah, but hey, unless that's something we could probably work through though. But we
I got a plan for all that.
all right. Well, let's work on down the back end because we're already short on time.
All right.
All right. If there's nothing else on the calendar, the goals, or the budget, then Brother Jeff, I think you want to hear from you next about mentorship.
Yeah, thanks, bro Evans. So I went back through. We talked, Brother Evans and I, about the calendar and some of the activities there, and he redirected me back to the mentorship tab, and I've gone through there, and for the most part, this lines up with the overall vision that I had for this committee in December, and essentially that we'd meet a number of times during the year, starting in February. We launched a committee planning this month, so out looking to recruit 4 to 5 members, keep it a little tight team. We've got a lot of the stuff already built out, and then begin developing what that plan looks like, the purpose, the scope, and the format, as it says there. And really come back to this group and talk about what that audience is going to be. When we launched it last year, we focused on anybody that was made from 2020 forward. And so it's really for brothers that may still be on the yard, recent graduates, and those brothers that may be 1 to 3 years in their careers, or that they've been away from the school. And then the other part of that mentorship, that's really the career building, professional development. The second part of that is the mentee activity, if you will. That's going to take a little bit longer to develop, because not only do we have to put together the plan, but we have to one, ascertain mentors and mentees, train both of those groups, and then pair them off, and not send them on the way, but put them in a structured process where they operate autonomous to the committee, to this team, but we do enough check-ins to make sure that they are functioning, and have that as a deliverable or the outcomes by the end of this year. So as I've thought through that, that's something that we can pin for March. Gives a chance to kind of build that out and then go out and find mentors. What that number looks like, I really think it depends on the number of mentors we can get, and then work for mentees. And I think the mentees is really kind of open, because we have students, we have using the financial services, we have new career, we have mid-career, and there's enough brothers in the chapter, the alumni group, that may be open to doing mentors. This would be something that would just be unique to Project Uplift. And talking with Brother Evans, I think at this juncture we want to keep it in-house. And when we look at maybe collaborating with the graduate chapter there at Jackson, that may be a phase 2 aspiration. Phase 1 is really to build it out, strengthen what we did last spring, keep it in-house, and then from that lesson learned, then we could perhaps go out, collaborate, partner. That's a lot of extra work, if you will, at this juncture. May not seem that way, but it is, based on how we're trying to build this. Again, from several years ago, this program, this committee, we wanted to be able to sustain so that the next level of leaders that come about can build on what we're doing. So this is not just a 2025 endeavor. The last piece of that, so we've got the career building aspect of it, career enhancement, professional development, skill development. Then we've got the mentor-mentee phase. The third piece is the Brotherhood Directory. I still haven't figured out a different name for that. I I thought about membership directory. That's already out there. So until I can come up, or anybody can suggest a different directory, essentially that's showcasing who we are. I saw that in the key messaging, the who's who in Kappa Sigma, and it's not based on any class or station. When we did these bios back a few years back, brothers from all walks of life participated. And I think, one of the things as I listened to the brothers and looked at who's on this call, you make up the next group that will have this done. You'll get a template from me, and we'll start rolling. But right now, I thought it would be something easy, Brother Evans and team, to just simply cut and paste all of the various directories, but that publishing is a different animal. And so I know there's a way to do it. I may have to just create a master file, but my goal is to provide a draft this month for the team to look at. So as part of the town hall, we can have that, perhaps launched by then. All of the other key milestones that are listed under that tab, recruit members, prepare the membership, mentorship key messaging, develop content criteria. I think all of these can be done. I see the first town hall is tentatively scheduled for January 30th. So as I work backward from that, I think by the 29th, most of these key milestones can be accomplished. The first thing is to go out and get committee members. And I think one of the brothers on here had indicated that he wanted to work on this endeavor. Remind me, dog, the Ravens fan.
Pee Wee. Eric
Yeah.
Core, O'Toole. O2.
There we go. There we go. All right.
Better known as Pee Wee.
Jeff,
Okay.
you got one that's going along for free?
Well, there's a brother that I didn't see his name on the homecoming listing. And he goes by the name of Seattle. Do I have that right?
Oh, really?
Andre Faulkner.
Well, maybe I'm thinking, who is Javon?
Oh,
Javon Campbell.
yeah.
Pee Wee know all these dudes.
That's 06.
06, and he's the event planner guy.
Yeah.
His wife is, right? Yeah, that's her business.
Same.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, this is gonna sound kind of out there, and dog, don't. Is there a different Pee Wee name that I could? What's the other dog name? That's it.
Now, Hellraiser is my line name, but Pee Wee is my nickname that I got starting back at Tennessee State when I played football.
All right. Okay.
Then I transferred to Lane.
You
All
came
right.
up.
And so you're comfortable with the brother Pee Wee.
I've been called Pee Wee from day one since I came to Lane, so it doesn't bother me. Eric,
All right.
you can call me Eric. That's my government name. It doesn't matter.
All right, send me your stuff through chat, your number, and then together we can build this team out. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brother Evans. I was going to stop for questions.
I'll wait. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll just stop to see if there are any questions from the group.
Did we capture? I know some other folks was interested in mentorship. Did we capture all those guys?
When you say other folk, what do you mean?
There were some other guys who was also interested. I don't know if we captured those individuals in particular. It was one meeting we had a whole bunch of people in here
to participate or to be a part of the committee.
I'm assuming a part of the committee, but
well, I remember there was quite a few but you know, bro here stood out in my mind.
So I don't
Go
know if
ahead.
that's going to, I don't know if you have the answer to Har's question, but I want to pivot for a second and just ask, you mentioned 4 or 5 people on the committee. Is that including you or 4 or 5 additional people?
Yeah, including me.
Including you, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So it's 3 or 4 more members. Because
Yeah.
what I didn't include, and I don't want to jump the gun on this, but what I didn't include on our skill matrix was the number. So I'm gonna go how many brothers we need for each thing. But I can go back and add that. And that committee is.
Well, that's the ideal number. If you come back and there's 10 guys, I'll work with it. But
Okay.
From this side, you know, I want to work with a tight team, and move it that way. And I think some of the stuff that we're looking to do, because again, we got the mentor aspect of it, so that gives a chance for it to expand. But I want a tight team that we can be able to be agile, nimble. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions or comments for Brother Smith on mentorship and programming as it relates to the program delivery, mentorship and program delivery, or the directory? Seeing none, I'll move this conversation forward. Johan said, I think you up next with, were you able to connect with 07?
No,
About chapter picnic.
I dropped the ball on that, bruh, and I apologize for that, but I will be ready and up to date for our next meeting with all that information.
The only reason I ask because I know there is this desire to see that happen. And while not opposed, just want to make sure that we're coordinating all of our efforts in a way that the left hand knows what the right is doing. So if you can capture that information from those brothers, seeing what type of support they're looking for and need, you know, a lot of that messaging we might be able to keep that, and wrap it into the tight messaging that we're going to send out when we meet with the brothers in our town hall. So the sooner you can get that information, the better, because it'll let us know what their dreams and aspirations are for the picnic and how it fits within the larger dreams and aspirations of Kappa Sigma Chapter of Alumni Group as actualized by Project Uplift.
Okay, gotcha. I'm on task.
All right, with Flat and Harv. Well, really just Flat at this point because I got the filing paperwork from Harvey the other day. Flat, you are going to explore QuickBooks as a resource. I just want to see if you had any updates there.
I tried to make contact this evening, as you mentioned that, but no update. I will be making contact though.
Okay. At this point, with the waiting on Smoke to cast his vote for the calendar and the budget. Once we move forward, I was thinking to go with a Wave account because I know it syncs with Bank of America, the account that we have, and I've used it before. QuickBooks is and it's free. QuickBooks is going to come with a cost. I've used that before as well. But if you want, I continue to wait. I know there are ways around the cost of QuickBooks. But I'm also rather not have to jump through a lot of hoops and downloading stuff to go get approval for a nonprofit license and all of that when I can just use something that's free. So you can very much continue the investigation.
Oh, no, bruh. If we got something we can use free that is just as adequate as QuickBooks, then that's the route we need to take.
Okay. If there are no other action items or updates regarding action items or questions about those action items, I think it's about time to move on to new business. And I'm mindful of everyone's time, and I hope that the new business section won't take as long as we need it to take. It won't take a long time.
Not new business, but I sent you the thing from the state, but I can resend you the 990 from last year. I'll go ahead and put that on top of your mailbox tonight. I just got to root that thing out and send it to you.
Yep. Seeing any other comments or unreadiness about any of those previous action items before moving on to new business? All right, seeing none. We got two things on our list in terms of new business. One was to discuss the draft of the letter, the welcome letter that we want to send to the Brotherhood. And the other is to, give feedback on the volunteer committee skills matrix, which will be included in that welcome letter, so that we're not only welcoming brothers, but we are going back to that point about recruiting and activating and getting brothers on our committee. This is one of the ways, one of the strategies that we're going to attempt to use to know what skills that brothers even possess, so we can figure out how to best activate them and mobilize them. Cincinnati, you got an update?
Yeah, I got an update as far as the grants proposal things. As far as trying to seek new funding for the grants. My girl is getting ready to talk to the lady that's over our grant funding here for all our state funding, and she's getting ready to put together a class where she teaches people how to go out and try to get the grants. And also, it was privy information from my girl that you don't have to be in the state of Ohio to get some of those grants. So once I'm able to go and actually be able to access these grants, then I'll be able to kind of match some up with kind of what we're trying to go to as far as like different scholarships or fundraising things that you guys were looking for. Also, I wanted to open up the floor if anybody wanted to be a part of that training, because I'm getting the training done for my graduate chapter up here. So if you want, just let me know. You can put the email in there, and you can also be a part of the training. So that way you'll know how to at least get some information on how to go seek grants out here in Ohio. So just wanted to update the brothers on that, and I'll hopefully by the next meeting I'll have a better update.
Yeah, you got a tentative date on that team? Cincinnati.
My bad, I ain't hear you, dog. What you say?
I say you have a tentative date on that.
No, not yet. We need to go ahead and set the meeting up now because I'm trying to get it with our graduate chapter here. So we still working on dates, and it's all congruent to everybody's time. But
okay,
I'll have a better update next time.
No problem.
Thank you for that update. The grant writing piece is going to be paramount. Brothers we're paying attention to that calendar. You'll know that we're looking to draft and submit 3 letters of intent to different potential funders. So the next step is to really finalize that short list and figure out who those folks that will submit those to are and move forward from there. So the idea of grant writing, the goal would be to start actually drafting those grants after we get some feedback from potential funders as we move through the first quarter. So we have that's a first quarter project for sure, a part of a first quarter project for sure. So the idea of getting some further education that's helpful. I know coming out of COVID, there's so many webinars that have been recorded on these types of things that Cincinnati's talking about that we have access to as well, that we could wait on lessons from someone, but we could also go out and seek that information and do it ourselves and not have to worry about wasting any time. But the piece that is paramount is access to specific databases of where grants are. I think that piece is going to be paramount. So if that's included, Cincinnati, I'd want that information as well. So next on the list was the welcome letter and the volunteer skills matrix. I hope that everyone got a chance to review both of those because I want to spend a little time talking about them now and make sure we're all on the same page. If you need the link, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat so that we can read it and make sure we're all on the same page in terms of messaging. Dropping it in the chat right now. There's the letter and the volunteer skills matrix.
I'm gonna be stepping away for a minute, y'all.
All right. And there's the link to the skills matrix that we're thinking about. So again, the goal is going to be, we're reaching out, we're sending this message to the brothers, letting them know that we're ready to roll, get this work going. It includes our town hall meetings with the first date. Didn't put all dates in there because I wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to chop it up. So there's a welcome, there's the introduction, there's the call to action, share your skills, complete the volunteer form. There's here are the campaigns that we're running for the year. What we did include on that, and I don't know if it's necessary for the letter, is the dates of those campaigns. And then you get a chance to see, 2025 fees and costs. For Homecoming, 100, for Project Uplift, 75. And then for chapter games, either $50 per individual if you want to compete individually, or $200 per line. And that does not include any additional fundraising efforts that we'll host throughout the year. So to go back to that original question that we were talking about, I think, what speaks, this speaks to what we're trying to do. And then the last part is, again, continuing to build together. So those are the messages that we have in this particular letter. And just want to pause and see if there are, the goal was to send this on the 13th, which, is next week. So here we are, so here we are. So I'll pause and take any unreadiness, any conversation or commentary from brothers on this, if you had an opportunity to read it.
Yeah,
And the goal, let me speak to the skills matrix too before I shut it down. The goal of the skills matrix is really to figure out, one, what are the talents that we have in our chapter? Who are the people that we have in our chapter? And part of it is to capture information for demographics when we're thinking about some of the grant writing that we'll need to do. And the other thing is to really figure out, like, here's the goal, here's the dream, the aspiration. How can you get involved? And here are some of the skills that you need to do that. Because it's one thing to say I want to help, but like appropriately charging people and directing them where to go is part of what we're trying to do. And since all of the committees are going to need bodies, it just made sense, instead of trying to go out and I'm gonna recruit for this one and he's going to recruit from that one, and the left not knowing what the right's doing. Let's start with this letter and this form, and then we'll break out and continue with our outreach to recruit brothers, but always pointing them back to even brothers that, say they want to help, but they're not quite ready for mentorship, or I don't necessarily want to do fundraising. Point them back toward their skills matrix so we can capture what they can do and better mobilize and activate them. But I'll pause there for any questions or comments on either of those.
Rob, how does this look in what we're sending out as far as like the Survey Monkey? How does this fit in that? Is it a one pager or is it more than one page?
I haven't done anything with Survey Monkey. This is a Google form for the skills matrix. So right now it's just linked in this letter. And I anticipate that there'll be multiple pushes. So the letter is the initial introduction, but the skills matrix, I think we're going to be sending that regularly to just make sure that bros have an opportunity and we keep it top of mind to get them involved, and not just through email, looking for other ways to engage brothers on that as well. If I'm answering the question right, but I haven't done anything with Survey Monkey. Now, MailChimp, if you're talking about MailChimp.
that guy. I got the wrong.
The wrong monkey. Okay. MailChimp is the email marketing platform. I haven't ordered it yet or signed up yet. That's the next step. But I wanted to make sure the bros, before we did, I had the blessing of the board for the calendar and everything before we get this party started. I'm looking forward to, one of those committees has been expanded, like a communications committee, like to help us, because all of these different groups that we got, committees ready to work is great. But the last thing we want is for communications to be the thing that derails what we're trying to do, because we're all over the place in terms of communicating that. So the email marketing platform will allow us to segment our messages. We can have multiple users on it, and we can keep the same look and feel. And because we're going to have all the messages in one place, it's simple cut and paste into those templates that we'll have an opportunity to design. So that's the work. So I don't know is essentially the
Oh,
answer to
no
that
problem,
question.
no problem.
Bro, any other comments or commentary on or questions or comments on the welcome message, the strategy behind it, who it's going to, or the volunteer form?
Yeah, I think the in the welcome letter, I think you should highlight, bold, the part where it says, please note, these fees do not include additional fundraising efforts we'll host throughout the year. I think that needs to be in bold so they don't miss it. On the bigger font, both, either or.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, I've read it several times, and I'm the cathedral guy. The overarching push, and I think it can go in that call to action is, yeah, we want you on the committee. Yeah, we want you to do the skills metrics, but we want you to stay, actively involved. Attend the town hall meetings or whatever, in very brief terms. But we don't want to have to, go hunting for you. Stay involved, stay connected. Something to that effect. I was trying to think of the wording here, but the call to action is because up there in the paragraph above, you've got please plan to attend these meetings and stay engaged as we work towards our shared goals. Maybe even that statement there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm talking
Got it.
about under introducing town hall meetings?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yes. Yeah. So, maybe just restate that as part of the call to action.
Got it.
Yeah. And I did the skills metric. I don't know if you saw my stuff come through there.
I did. I was like, you pulled a Brent on me. I'm like, I just wanted feedback. You already completed it.
Well, how else to do it is to see, the number of clicks, the categories, and yeah. I think that's again, as we talk about, we think in directory. Here's another piece to that in terms of when
Yep.
I joined the church that I'm a member of 30 plus years ago, 35 years ago. The pastor asked me to be part of the church directory committee. Resource directory is what we called it.
Okay.
And so we wasn't very big then. So we were able to go and capture all of the members in their business, lawn, business, salon, barbershop, so on and so forth. And so you've got the skills metric here. I think even the next iteration to some degree is, what business do you have? Because again, today's Omega is, what's in it for me?
Mm.
To give back to thee. So just thinking out loud, but yeah, if you put that call action in there, I think the rest of it flows very well.
Rue, any other comments?
Yeah, the on the skills, I'm looking at it now.
Mm-hmm.
They have too many choices. So we might want to break those down to groups, like groups that go together, accounting disciplines, computer science disciplines, marketing disciplines, because what's going to happen is when you have too many choices, you don't select anything. There's too many choices.
Other commentary?
Yeah, I respectfully disagree. I went through it, and you know, we've got to push what that envelope looks like. I mean, we got to bring the brothers up to where we are. I mean, because if we're gonna keep going down to where they are, that to me is a harder push pull, if you will. There's enough of us that get it, and some of them are evaluating us by the fact that we are doing all of this push and pull. Oh man, these guys working too hard. Oh, it's too much of me. Let's bring it up to where we think it ought to be. And
No, Jeff, I'm talking about a simple change. We got a group, and then a down arrow, you select something else. So in the IT group, I can select data entry, I can select graphic design, you know, put them in groups, so then you select as opposed to having a long list of them. Is what I'm saying. You still get the same thing, but the group is smaller, and then you can specialize. Subgroups can help
okay, you're talking about the user experience is
yeah,
organizing it better in that regard. Okay, yeah, all right. Instead of the radio buttons just clicking, going through that way.
oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the reason to separate it out was to, I mean, we can definitely bucket it. It definitely would work better on SurveyMonkey than a Google form. But the idea was making sure we knew specifics about what skills folks have. Because I put IT and computers, there's so much under that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like that's, I don't know if you're talking hardware, software, you know, like how can you be of service if we don't know that? So that's why it's granular in that way. And I do think, you know,
I understand what you're doing, doggy. But yeah,
how many clicks is too many?
3.
3 clicks.
Yeah. Like
he don't need to open his email then.
Now, like on a select item, I mean, it's going to have to flow. So you know, because I'm looking at the thing from the life membership. Once I got in there, it was easy to flow. I was like, oh yeah, and you know, you got pull down menus and stuff like that. So we gotta I mean, this is our first iteration. This is version 1. As we move through, we're gonna get better. But this is fine for version 1.
Admittedly, I'm not an IT person, so everything I'm doing is what lay people can do. You know, so
shit off the muscle, dog.
if we got to go deeper and more sophisticated with some of, I don't have. I could do the homework, but I don't have that as a natural acumen. So my goal is undoubtedly figure out who are the folks. That's why when Cincinnati told me he's a marketing minor, I was like, who are the folks that can help? Because I'll be able to do it, but it might take me 3 hours. That takes someone else 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir, brother.
And we want the guy that's going to go in there and do every one of those. Those are the guys we want.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Them the brothers that we want on, you know, on this endeavor that's going to go through and push through those 3 to 4 nexus to get to the end, to see what the end is going to be. You know, that's a nice church hymn. I open my mouth to the Lord and I won't turn back.
And what they gonna tell you, Rob? Hey, you thought about doing it this way? You're like, I did the way I know how to do it. But show me something different.
That ego, don't let ego be the enemy. I'm always about like, get that out the way. Like, how can we do it better? Cool. Any other comments on the letter or the skills matrix? I hear you on the clicks. Again, I'll see what we can do. But to Jeff's point, I hope the people that open this and click through it are, you know, they want to serve, because that's what this is ultimately about. And in the end, if they don't fill it out. but we're just trying to figure out the people who want to serve, get them an opportunity to tell us what they can do. Anyone else got any comments on the skills matrix or the letter? Johanse, Brant, Booby, Kedius, Mandel, Pee Wee, Cincinnati. Anybody? Anything?
No, I don't have anything additional, team.
Rue? Well,
No, I'm good, bro. Right here.
All right. So we got our committees. We got the skills matrix that's going to give people opportunity to say which committee they want to be involved in. We got a letter. Next step is going to be, to activate the email marketing. Harv, I'm gonna want to get with you to talk about the list of email addresses that we already have, so we can begin the process of importing into the MailChimp platform once we have that associated, so we can begin the process of segmenting our communications.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I'm gonna have to go through and look at them again, but yeah, no doubt. That's gonna be easy work right there.
And the last thing we have on the new business was just to discuss recruiting new members. And I think we've already began to touch on that, but I just want to make space for just some time to talk about the recruiting strategy and bros who we want to target, whether or not a calling campaign, whatever we want to do around that. So I just want to pause right there. And again, just make space for a conversation, because on that skills matrix, I've updated it, and I included numbers of bros that we're looking for, need for those committees to help us move the conversation forward. Go ahead, Harv, you got it.
I will, if anybody that I'm gonna need, I'm gonna reach out to them directly. I won't need a calling campaign, but definitely we'll see what comes out of this and see if we have some additional folks. But I got a few folks in mind that know a whole lot about this stuff than I do, fundraising than I do, because I know absolutely nothing. I know how to spend money in fundraising. I don't know how to get money to fundraising. So.
It's all good, dog. I mean, you don't have to be an expert at fundraising to tell a compelling story about the work that we're doing and our ability to try to serve something greater than ourselves. Because that's you tell the story and the money will come. So just about being a storyteller. If you're willing to do that, even people who don't consider themselves fundraisers can talk about what makes an organization special. So I just speak from the heart is what we ultimately end up doing in those situations.
Social media is a huge presence when it comes to fundraising as well. Sorry to cut you off, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things is going to be, I don't need to belabor it. Yeah. All right. So anybody else want to say anything about the recruiting? We're all clear on the strategy? What's the strategy, Johanse?
What'd you say, Doc? What's the strategy?
Yeah, what's the strategy? I can only call on LBs like that, cold calling. I'm like, what's the strategy? What's the strategy?
Oh, you got me, dog.
All right.
We'll see it through, dog.
Pee Wee, what's the strategy?
I think some wood could be a great motivator for strategy.
You asked me what my strategy or what is the strategy?
What's our strategy for going about recruiting for our committees this year? What's our strategy?
To identify folks that are going to be committed, not folks that are going to, come in and try to push us behind. Like I said, the
That's
key
who-
word is moving forward. The key word is moving forward. So basically, when we're identifying folks, we got to identify folks that want to be there, not beg them. You know.
So that's a who question, but not necessarily a how, or even a what. So if I'm saying what's the strategy, what tricks, tips, what tools, how are we going to go about the recruiting process? What's the strategy?
I mean,
Flathead, what's the strategy?
Oh, my bad.
Flat, you muted.
You asked
All
Flat?
I see is teeth.
I had to come off mute. I'm driving, bro.
All right.
The strategy is to communication is the key. Whether it be social media, calling campaign, or email, or however, we're going to communicate our purpose, where you can get in and fit in, and we are going to identify those people that want to be committed and stick around. Not like what Jeff said. What Jeff said. We're targeting individuals like that.
Yes, absolutely. And how? And you said it. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. We got a letter, a welcome letter that's going to go out. That welcome letter will introduce everything that we're doing for the year. The only thing that's not in that letter are our goals. We're going to go over those goals at that town hall meeting with the Brotherhood. In addition to that letter, embedded in it is a volunteer skills matrix. That doesn't mean we can't continue to recruit folks via the phone, but our initial strategy to make sure that we're all on the same page is to make that survey that folks will fill out is going to be our hub, if you will, of what folks know and are able to do. And it's going to give us some insight in who we should reach out to and which committee they might be better served on if we have duplications of skills. I mean, that's the strategy.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Rue. I agree. I agree. I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro. I agree, because that way, we all know where our strengths is, and that way we better suited to get things done. That way everybody be on the same page. Or reach out. Well, Booby got access to this. Rob got access to this. Let's put it together. I think.
Appreciate that, Booby. I do think if brothers do plan on making calls, we can work on a script so that we're all working with the same key messages that we want to deliver. And in addition to, that one of those key messages be like, oh, our first town hall meeting is January, blah, blah, blah. We're hoping to have bros, go over our goals for the year at that meeting. So we just want to constantly be, driving that point home. Learn that one from Brother Jeff Smith with the ticket to enter when we did our $5,000 back in the day, just driving home our message. So that's what we're gonna do.
Hey, Rob, with that said, I think that's something that we might want to do to drive everybody to that call on the 30th. Is a calling campaign and reaching out to the brothers like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Get them early and see if we can keep motivated all the way through end of the year.
No doubt.
And also, like I said, the other thing is too, kind of with that calling campaign too, is that if we know when you're going to send it out, they can be on the lookout for it. And then the thing is that if they have changed their email, if we call ahead of time, we can, reach out to you, Harvey, whomever, so that you guys can have the updated emails as well.
Right now, it's at the 13th.
So that's what I'm saying is that, that gives us a couple days to be able to just kind of call as many people we can, make sure that everybody has your updated information so that they can't say I didn't get it.
Well, let's save that energy, brothers. This January for December. let's go with what we got. Harvey, get the contact list over there. And the great thing about the 13th is it gives us a good 2 weeks before the town hall.
Mhm.
I think the exercise we just went through with what's the strategy, I think for those of us on this call and the other ones we need to be ready to pivot and answer questions that may come to us on a one-up basis.
Absolutely.
What are you guys meeting about? What is this about? And not get caught surprised when you started the questioning, Brother Evans. It reminded me when I was online, we would always pepper the weakest guy. We'd just be sitting around in the room painting paddles or doing something, and say, "Vic, let's see it through." He look at you like he like he wasn't on line for Omega.
He said, see it through. You talking about last week?
But we need to be ready to answer those questions. And on the other side of the mailing, then we can reach out and say, hey, you should have got this email. You should have got this. This is what we need you to do. Let's not try to, too many days, we don't have enough runway between tonight and Monday. Let's fine tune what the changes here, get the contact list. Let's get it out. This is the first iteration. Let's not kill ourselves. Now, that's part of your normal group meet and all of that stuff. Yeah, but let's not do any extra calling campaign stuff. We need to save that capacity. That's just my 3 cents on a nickel.
Hey, appreciate you, Jeff, because you know we go hard in the paint, dog. be done by June. But I definitely I feel that, dog. That's damn good information.
Well, if there is nothing else, again, we're going on an hour and plus of this meeting, and I want to give brothers opportunity to get off. So let's, for the good of the order, I'm gonna save hard for last as always. And since Flat hazed me up last, I'm gonna make him second to last. So let's start this thing with Cincinnati. Got anything for the good of the order?
I just want to say, good meeting. Good to see y'all, bros, again. Glad to see you all safe, especially after the holidays, and to congruently being progressive. Real.
Just put the chicken bone down next time, team.
Hey, listen, I just made some of the best beans you probably ever had in your life, dog. Listen, I put my beans up against any of your beans and any of y'all beans. I'm telling you, I'm really like that. But
run us a bowl, dog. Run us a bowl.
If it didn't come out of a pressure cooker, I ain't hearing it. Go for it, Pee Wee, for the good of the order.
For the good of the order, I'm loving the energy. Like I said, I was committed after we had that talk. I'm still committed. I'm more and more as I'm participating. I'm seeing the vision. I'm seeing the dream. So like I said, just keep moving forward.
Booby, for the good of the order.
Let's just keep working. Keep working. Keep working. Work. Keep working. Keep working.
All of y'all look.
And I'm getting married, bros. I'm jumping off the cliff.
Don't do it.
All right. Mandel, for the good of the order.
Hey, I want to apologize, everybody. I was late, extremely late today. Work ran over. But of course, it's exciting, and just look forward to getting to work. And I will have that. Are you ready for the skills survey yet, or not? Or is it just for us to view?
Right now, it's in view mode. I was hoping to get some more feedback. I did get that feedback from Harv about too many clicks. I've used this form or variation of it with 2 other boards that I'm on, and it's gone over well. So I'm going to evaluate that and take it under consideration, and then we'll go from there. But if you're thinking about filling it out right now, Jeff already did. I'm not going to clear it out. So everyone on this call should definitely fill it out, though.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, we got an opt test.
All right. Brent, for the good of the order. Oh, Keedius for the good of the order. Is he here? Brent, for the good of the order. Oh, there you go. He got it. Go ahead, Keith. You got it.
Yeah. Nah, bro. Sorry about that. Having phone difficulties. Everything sounds great. I'm just trying to see where I fit in to see what exactly you guys need me to do. I'm gonna fill that matrix out. But if there's anything that you need me to do, just give me a call, and I'll do what I can.
No doubt. I'm definitely of the opinion that we got to call folks in, but I'm also looking for folks to just, get in here because the goals are outlined on those spreadsheets on tab 1 of those. So read those goals because that's what we're trying to do, and see which one of those goals you feel like you'll be able to add the most value to, because essentially that's how we're going to take that skill survey and applying folks that we think can help us deliver on those goals that we have. I appreciate that, Rue. Brent, for the good of the order, Brent. Eric.
I don't think he there. He said he wasn't feeling well, so I think he just is not
Bro,
paying attention.
I think 99 need to pick me up.
Man.
As a group.
Man, we got $5.99 on this call though. I'm like, whoa. Be easy now. Be easy. I think we picked up pretty good. Watch out.
I was just going to say, I was getting ready to say something, Rob. I appreciate that. I was like, 99 thick on the call now.
Hey, man.
I thought he was talking about energy. I'm like, yeah, my energy is kind of going. Yeah, I need to pick me up. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. But there's strength in those numbers too. So even though you might be a little weak, I might be a little weak, Brent might be a little weak, all of us together still strong. So that's what it is. For the good of the order, Brother Smith.
Yeah, Root Brothers. This is a nice shot in the arm. I've been really pushing back from a couple of other groups. I took a leave of absence from my social club just because, again, from a capacity standpoint, I want to be able to do my best work in this space. And as I evaluated last year, I was stretched super duper thin, and so I'm happy about where we are. All I could think about, good brothers, Kappa Sigma brothers from the various eras, if you will. Look at us today. Look where we're trying to go. What we've been through for those 3-4 years on the yard, 2 or 3 years on the yard after we crossed the burning sands into this fraternity. Look at where we are today. What we're talking about, these high aspirations, all of these many years later. That's where I come from. And you could talk to anybody that know me in this great fraternity, and they will tell you that I always have a Kappa Sigma story in my heart, always. And I represented the chapter from day one that I graduated, went through the military, corporate America, fraternity, always. And all I can sit back is marvel at, look where we at today. That's it, Q.
Oh, appreciate that, team. For the good of the order, Brother Dance, Vice President Dance.
Thank you, brother Rob.
No doubt, team.
I apologize for my tardiness. I am traveling on the road as we speak. Good meeting. I think I came to Darius or whoever it was. I echo on his sentiments. We just got to get the work done. And I yield my time.
Bro, appreciate that, team.
Thank you. Before we get to Harvey, I forgot to tell the good brothers here that Brother Sylvester Palmer, Fall 81, his mom passed.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, either last night or today. I think she passed today. I talked to him very briefly this afternoon, but I forgot to mention that his mom passed. She was 94. She's been not ill, but not of the best health. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, Jeff.
I have to reach out to him on that one. Appreciate your team.
Yeah.
Appreciate that info. For the good of the order, brother Washington, President Washington.
Hey, also, brother, who's that? One of the brothers just passed.
Booker T.
No, Kappa Sigma.
75 Kappa C.
No. Woodrow.
77.
Tom.
McCovey.
Oh, Woodrow.
Yeah. The
In Atlanta?
original 11. Yeah, good brother.
Yeah.
Went on. I'm waiting on the information, so once it comes out, I go ahead and send it out to the Brotherhood so we can do what we need to. I'm definitely sorry to hear about Sylvester's mom. I know he was managing that situation for a while. But one of the things that touched me as we was talking about getting these groups together is what we talked about in the beginning when we did the foundation, a small group of individuals from different decades. And that's what it's going to take to get us reach out to get those guys so everybody feel they involved and we come out with a fine product. Great meetings always. And we're going to keep moving forward. Sorry for the fires, Rob, but Jeff got snow over there, can take care of that. But y'all be safe over there for real. That's all I got, team.
Rule.
Oh, one nice. Hey, Johan say, man, you get together, we'll finalize this tent thing. We'll see who we're going with, and we'll go from there so we can get moving.
Okay.
Great. With no other news for the good of the order and next steps, we'll continue to get the message out to brothers. I'll try to get this one out sooner. We're out of school the rest of this week because of these fires. So I'll undoubtedly be working, but I'll have an opportunity to work on this at home and get some of this stuff out to you all sooner. But yeah, at this point, now it's just about getting bros activated. Each committee has a punch list of the work that they need to be doing and what the expectations are. So it's time to go. It's time to go.
Oh yeah.
And I look back to watching it all happen now and all that jazz and helping. So it's gonna be pretty cool to go.
Hey,
so
nobody has a bigger smile on their face than Jeff Smith. Because
I don't know, man.
Hey, Jeff is sitting back like, remember he was pushing everything. Now, hey, he's sitting back and he like, I can be in the passenger seat. This is great over here.
I'm looking forward to seeing how many bros check on that box that they prefer to lead versus follow, that they're better. I'm like, good, come on, lead something then. With it, come with it. But with
you got a push option.
Man. Pee Wee, you want to pray us out? You sleep? Did he go to sleep on us? Pee Wee.
He good. He's a good turkey. They're a little slow over there. Go ahead, Pastor.
You gotta unmute, Pee Wee.
Come on, mute.
You can't unmute.
No, I'm trying to unmute. I'm trying to finish this damn that link thing.
Oh, it'll still be their team. It ain't going nowhere. We pray this thing on out though.
All right, bow your head. Heavenly Father, please bless us. Bless all the people in this world, especially in California through the wildfires. Bless all the sick, the shut in. Bless Brother Hahn. Bless lost brothers that we discussed tonight. Bless Bruh's family that lost his mother. Like I said, bless this world. Bless us through this endeavor of trying to bring our chapter together, to work together, to unite, and make KSCAG the greatest chapter of all time. With all these blessings, in your son Jesus' name, we pray. Amen.
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 Man.
Man.
Hey, we're already great. We just don't know yet.
Pray for the strategy.